So, on a much happier, more interesting note from all of my other posts of these last days, I didn't manage to get around to, thanks to that dude over there, who is sick and practically has become a transgender cat. I haven't managed to show you the video when I rinsed these off. And anyhow, here they are. I've washed them, rinsed them, and put them out for practically 2 days in a row to dry outside on the rack. Closed them between these two different t-shirts, which can easily be just thrown away. These are t-shirts that I had already washed and we had decided they were to be thrown out. And so here we have all of these feathers from that pheasant, which I picked up from the roadkill. Yes, roadkill it is. You never want to eat roadkill. Now, I just left them to dry naturally. So, and some of them, I really messed them up when I was plucking the feathers. It was the first time since I was a kid that I've plucked a pheasant again. When I was a little kid, up on top of the mountain, my dad had hunted 3 pheasants and hung them up. Well, actually, one of my brothers had killed one with a stone. The other, or was it our friend, family friend, Oski, who had killed one with a stone? Anyhow, 3 pheasants were caught that summer and were hanging out to, I don't know how you say the word in English now. You know, when they leave the meat to kind of like frazzle up, whatever. I mean, just look at these beautiful colors here. Like, now they just look like a big, huge mess, and some of them are really still very wet. Let me see. Okay, the smell. It smells like there's still some residues of soap in there. I didn't manage to rinse it all off properly. Anyhow, now I'm going to be these next days. Well, for now, I'm going to keep them, dry them off some more. I'll find a way to be putting them in a situation where I can really blow dry them off, and then I'll be selecting them, separating them into different heaps, and I'll be showing you what else we can do with these. Yeah. Anyhow, getting back to my childhood memory, my dad had hung them out behind the house under the heat of the summer, and boy, oh boy, were they stinking the place up. And he had us kids do all the plucking of all of the feathers. I do regret that this pheasant was apparently not a male, or, well, I mean, didn't have the very long tail yet. It had a very short tail. It was probably pretty young. No, actually, it probably was the male because it did have the green head, and those are the males if I have my ornithology right. Anyhow, so that was the first and last time I had plucked the feathers off a pheasant, and really it was tragic work for me the other night when I did this job. I mean, I did it the same day that my cat was home from the vet. So I spent the whole evening in the bathroom. At least I had this, like I was keeping an eye out on him, and I had this other job to be doing. And I did boil the leftover part of the pheasant. Like, I did boil the whole pheasant with no salt or anything, mind you. And it's in the fridge, in the pot for him to eat when he feels like it. Right now, he's being picky about the food. So I'm like, if you can be picky about the food, like I've had to open 3-4 different types of foods for him. If he can be picky about the food, maybe he's not that sick. Plus, as soon as I opened the front door, he managed to try to get his way out, get his foot outside. So he does have a fever. He is not happy, but you know, you wouldn't be feeling well with a huge cut and your penis gone either, I don't think. So now these are still kind of damp and the smell of the soap is still there. And so I am afraid I will have to probably rinse them off again. But I mean, look at those feathers. Aren't they something marvelous? It's a real pity. I was apologizing to the pheasant the whole time. Poor little baby. Well, not little. Wasn't little. But poor thing to get run over like that. At least I took him off of the road before others started smashing him. Other cars coming along started smashing him all the more. We shall see what... Yeah, see, this one was probably still growing. I've never really done any of this. It's kind of like I'm going back to my Native American roots here. All of a sudden I've woken up to something new. I'm not going to tell you what other weird stuff I've been picking up in the countryside. You'd probably think Amber's gone bonkers. Here's the thing. This is one thing I've been pondering for a very long time. Among Native Americans, special needs people were never called special needs. Well, that would depend, of course, what kind of tribe you were part of, because there's apparently been a lot of history of really, really bad situations among Native Americans as well. However, they did know that that weirdos, people who relate to things differently, were special. Keep the frickin' word needs out of the word special. Out of the word special needs people. Call them special people. And you will start to live whatever interaction you have with them better. Ooh, it looks like this one was being chopped away at something was eating away at this one, it looks like. Oh, I hope there's no bugs in here. Looks like there's bugs. No, I hope there aren't. We will see. Anyhow, so I've got myself... Ooh, look at that beautiful green. Yeah, I did pluck all the green feathers from his head as well. Yes, I did. There you go. So, right, people, I think this video is way too long for what it's worth. And I'll keep you posted.